Hello and welcome back to the Geordie Pig Investor channel. Today's a huge milestone. I've officially hit £2,000 in dividend income. That's right, money that came in while I was sleeping, working, or even just living my life. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I got here, what stocks I hold, how much I've invested, and what's next on my journey to financial freedom through passive income. So whether you're just starting out or already an investor, there's something here for you. Let's get straight into it. Let's start with the numbers. I began investing on the 23rd of August 2023 and received my first dividend payment on the 7th of September 2023, which was 5 pence from Johnson & Johnson. Fast forward 20 months to the 7th of May, and that's when I reached my first £1,000 in dividend payments. So after nearly 2 years of hard work to reach the first milestone, it then only took 5 months to double it, as today on the 10th of October, I've officially hit £2,000 in dividends, which means I was able to achieve it in just 5 months. I've no doubt the next £1,000 will come even faster thanks to the hard work I'm putting in and the snowball effect really gaining momentum. Here's an interesting one. How long do you think it's going to take me to achieve that next big milestone of hitting £3,000 in dividend income? Let me know in the comment section down below. And if some of you are watching this feeling like £2,000 is a long way off, I want to remind you and show you all that by being consistent and sticking to your plan, you can get there too. I'm just an ordinary guy with an ordinary job who works hard and makes sure to pay myself first. As I just mentioned, my first ever dividend payment was from Johnson & Johnson, and it was 5 pence. As we can see, I owned 0.061 shares at the time. And my first ever payment that was over £1 was from my FTSE All World ETF later on that month, where I received £1.06. And I remember how ecstatic I felt when that first ever dividend payment over £1 hit my account. That's when I could really see the vision and feel that the work I was putting in was starting to pay off. Fast forward through all these payments throughout the last couple of years, and as you can see, as we keep scrolling forward, there's going to be companies in there that I don't own now and ones that I actually still do own. But the main thing is that I stayed consistent, continued to research different companies and invested in these companies, invested in these ETFs. Month by month, the amounts continue to grow, and only just this week I was able to hit my first ever day where I received over £100 in a singular day. This was thanks to my 2 JP Morgan funds, the first big payment coming in from JP Morgan Global Growth and Income, who paid me £88.55 in dividends, and then the second one coming from my JP Morgan Nasdaq Equity Premium Income ETF, which paid me £13.87. Then yesterday I actually received over £30 from Vici Properties, which was my biggest ever payment to date from them. And for me to cross over that magical £2,000 mark, I received 3 huge payments today, which ironically means that although it was the first time hitting over £100 on the 7th of October, today I actually beat that amount, receiving over £125 in one day because I got dividends from Greg's and my 2 income share ETPs. So we haven't just creeped over the £2,000 mark, we've absolutely smashed through it. If you're out there and receiving 5 pence, 10 pence and 15 pence dividend payments and feel like you're not getting very far, please remember to just stick to it, because it does come good in the end, and you've just got to stay consistent and trust the process. My portfolio has been built gradually through monthly contributions and reinvesting every single dividend I get. You can see the different types of companies I own within my portfolio. We've got companies like Vici Properties, Alphabet, Safe Store Holdings, Shell, BAE Systems, MasterCard, and a recent addition was actually Zoetis. These aren't hype stocks, some of them are seen as boring, stable, cash-generating machines, but that's exactly what you want when you're chasing dividend income. And if you do look throughout my portfolio, you can see that I do have a good mix of growth stocks as well as solid dividend payers. Now, some people may say £2,000 isn't life-changing, and you would be right in saying that. Well, that is for now. Here's the key thing. This income grows over time, and as I keep reinvesting, buying more shares and compounding my returns, that £2,000 can turn into £5,000, then £10,000, and eventually cover all of my bills. That's the long-term goal, to have my investments pay for my life expenses. And seeing how much faster I reached that second £1,000 compared to the first £1,000 confirms that my plan is already working and in full swing. I can genuinely feel the snowball starting to roll. If you're at home watching this and thinking you want to start taking your investments more seriously, here are 3 practical tips that got me moving in the right direction. First thing first, just get started, and the earlier the better. Once you do get started, you have to stay consistent. Even if it's just £50 a month, it all adds up, and trust me, your future self will thank you. My second piece of advice would be build a portfolio that works for you. If, like me, dividend payments keep you motivated and on track, that's perfect. Focus on them. If you prefer growth stocks or crypto or a mix of everything, that's equally valid. Don't let anyone else dictate your choices. Everyone's goals and risk tolerance are different, so always ask yourself, am I building the portfolio that I truly want? And finally, my most important piece of advice is simple. If you have a plan, stick to it and focus on it for the long term. The most successful investors are the ones with patience and discipline. Markets can be a roller coaster, so buckle up, ride it out, and hold on tight. When you invest in the market, think of that money as being locked away and let the compounding magic do the work for you. Now we're going to have a look at which companies contributed the most to my £2,000 in dividend income that I've received so far. As we can see, my biggest payer has been my JGGI position, which I've received over £208 from, so it's around about 9.5% of all the dividend payments that I've received so far. We then have Avicii Properties in second place, just behind at £193, so that makes up around 8.76% of all the dividends I've received. And then behind them we have Greencoat UK Wind, which makes up about 7.77% of all the dividends, as I've received £171.43. I've no doubt that my income shares Coinbase ETP and my Tesla income shares ETP are both going to be near the top of that list by the time we come to recheck this when I hit the next milestone at £3,000. Hey everyone, this is just a quick heads up that the autumn sale for Snowball Analytics is here with a massive 30% discount. Make sure to jump in early to get the best deals and don't wait too long because it ends soon. Be sure to use my unique link below to grab your discount, and you can even renew your subscription at a lower price, so don't miss it. On this chart, it shows us how much I'm predicted to make over the next 12 months. Pretty crazy for me to see that I'm on track to make over £250 over the next 12 months, which equates to over £8 on a daily basis. To put this in perspective, if I wanted a large Big Mac meal, that would cost me £7.29, so I'd actually still have £1.10 left over if I went to McDonald's every single day to get a Big Mac. Having said that though, I haven't been to McDonald's in a very long time, and it wouldn't be somewhere that I'm rushing to go along to anytime soon. And I'm a big fan of Snowball Analytics' passive income diversification chart, because this breaks down how much each of your stocks pays you in dividends and what percentage of your overall dividend income that is going to be over the next 12 months. As we can see, my 2 ETPs do make up the bulk of my payments, with them making just under 1/3 of my overall dividend income. And then they are closely followed by my JGGI position, which is at around about 12.5%, and I'm very close to receiving my first 3-figure payment from them, so hopefully I'll continue investing into this one, and by the time I get my next payment from them, it'll be over that magical £100. In comparison, if we continue scrolling down, we can see some of the stocks in my portfolio that make up a very small portion of my overall dividend income, and you might be wondering, what's the point in having them within my portfolio? Why not just totally go all in on, say, my 2 income ETPs? And the reason for that is because I've always wanted a good mix of dividend growth stocks alongside dividend income. So by having the mix, it means that I'm also going to see some good capital appreciation within my stocks, as well as then having companies within my portfolio that are going to aggressively grow that dividend yield, so that over time, I'm going to end up having a fantastic yield on cost. So what's next for me? Well, I'm aiming to reach a portfolio value of £60,000 by the end of this year. I'm confident I'm going to get there by continuing my monthly contributions, reinvesting all my dividends, and staying transparent with you every step of the way. In my £1,000 dividend video, I mentioned I was considering opening a new position in some income share ETPs. Shortly after that, I opened up 2 new positions in Coinbase and Tesla, and looking back, I'm really happy with that decision. So far, we can see I'm actually up over 18% on my income shares Coinbase position. And on my income shares Tesla position, I'm doing even better, being up close to 42%. So I really can't have too many complaints considering they've both outperformed the S&P 500 over that period since I've started investing in them. And with them paying such high dividends, it means that it's really going to help grow my snowball and propel it forward. And due to the new strategy that's been put in place with these ETPs, it means that they've got a much steadier NAV, which I'm really pleased about. And due to their good performance, I've been keeping an eye on most of the different income shares products, and one in particular has caught my attention. The Income Shares Mag 7 Options ETP has had a really good performance since inception, being up over 16%, and it's also had a very steady dividend yield at over 30% currently. So what my plans are going to be moving forward is that when I receive my 2 income share dividend payments from Tesla and Coinbase, I'm going to reinvest that capital straight into this ETP, and then when I get dividend payments from this one, I'll just continue to reinvest them all into the Income Shares Mag 7 ETP until I build up the position where all three combined are around about 5% of my overall portfolio. If you want more content around these moves and strategies, let me know. I'd be happy to make it happen in the future. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and drop a comment with your own dividend goals. Whether it's £100 or £10,000, I want to hear it. Remember, this is a long game. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about building something that lasts. Let's grow this community of investors who are building real wealth together, one dividend at a time. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is the Geordie Pig Investor, over and out.